All right, what's going on, gang? So, getting ready for this weekend's 20-mile ruck, and I just wanted to go over a couple of things for you guys of pre-planning, pre-staging, trying to get ready for a ruck, and a few things that I do and that I have on me and that maybe could help you guys. So, I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. First thing is going to be water, making sure that you are pre-hydrating, making sure that you have enough water on your bag and that it's accessible. Now, personally, I do not like Camelbacks. I hate Camelbacks. I've had nothing but bad problems and issues with Camelbacks. So I have a canteen on this side and then a filtered water bottle on this side, and they're both very accessible. And I know where my water points are. I can get to my water and I'm already pre-hydrated. Fucking pre-hydrate. If you guys aren't pre-hydrating, you're absolutely wrong, which is going to lead me into my second point, which is going to be electrolytes. You should have electrolytes with you in your pack. You should also be using electrolytes going into your hike, into your ruck. This is going to be absolutely setting you guys up for success, making sure that you are actually fully hydrated. If you guys aren't getting the right salts and you're just chugging down water, you're actually going to wind up being more dehydrated. So make sure you're getting your electrolytes in, and yeah, overall, you're going to feel better if you're getting the correct vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, all that jazz. I'm no biologist, so I guess biology actually the right one. Anyway. Next thing is going to be sugars, carbs, and snacks. So for me, I really like simple sugars, simple carbs. So things like honey, chocolate peanut butter, tortillas. Inside my pack, I have some gummy snacks, and I also have Rice Krispie treats, as well as beef jerky. Very, very simple foods that you can snack on. You don't want to be sitting down and making this 8-course meal. You're trying to move, you're trying to be mobile. If that's the goal, that is. With 20-mile rucks for us, usually it's a there and back kind of a thing, and you're trying to stay mobile the whole time. This is more for fitness than anything. But while you're hiking, while you're out in the hills, trying to keep your snacks simple is it's definitely just beneficial overall. All right, the next thing is starting cold. You guys want to make sure that you are starting cold. I don't know how many heat casualties that I have now witnessed, that I've seen, that I've been one back in the day. Start cold. Don't be wearing your base layers right off the rip. Now, by starting cold, you can still have, wet weather gear on. You can still have a poncho on. But, by starting cold, I mean, you shouldn't have, layer upon layer of, cold layer. Oh my goodness. Cold weather warming layers. You guys need to be starting cold. So the waffle top, right? This is coming off. I'm not gonna be wearing this because I understand that I'm gonna start very cold, and then as we're walking, the first 2 miles, I'm gonna warm up and I'm gonna start sweating. I would rather have to put layers on later when I'm freezing my ass off and now I feel better, than having to take warming layers off and now I'm sweating and now my cold weather stuff is all wet and sweaty and now it gets to go in my pack and be wet and sweaty. So start cold. You don't want to be a heat casualty. Being a heat casualty and now you have to be carried out is lame. All right, so after that, socks and boots, and then also things to take care of your feet. Now, personally, I don't like foot powder. That's just, my feet don't do well with foot powder. But a huge thing is that, as soon as you feel like you're getting a hot spot, you might be soon getting towards having a blister, put tape on it, put moleskins on it. Some people even use electrical tape. I like the medical tape. Moleskins are a little too padded for me, but as soon as you feel like you have some sort of rubbing with any of your toes, anywhere on your foot, just immediately tape that shit. You want to mitigate as much rubbing as possible very early on in. Also having, boots that actually are broken in, that you've worn before, that you've hiked, that you've walked in, that you've run in, etc., etc. Having boots that are actually comfortable for you and that you've used before going into a large hike. Okay, also having multiple pairs of wool socks. Wool socks are good in the sauce. There's so many different types of wool socks. If you guys want to know more about socks and boots, you can go watch my YouTube video on that. Next is going to be medical. So I keep a full IFAK, and then I also keep a boo-boo kit. I keep a minimum of 3 tourniquets on me at all times. Not only that, you guys start thinking about, Benadryl, ibuprofen, Motrin, Tylenol, just all that jazz. There are, I'm no medic by any means, but medical supplies is also something else that you guys need to be thinking of. Okay, next, a change of clothes. And I didn't put this on here, but either a pack cover or I guess I didn't technically put this in some way, but a change of clothes in a dry bag or have a pack cover. For me, I do dry bag, pack cover, and poncho because I don't like my changes of clothes. I don't like my socks. I don't like my cold weather supplies. I don't like my whoopee getting wet. That is one of the most demoralizing things ever, is once you stop and you're like about to change into warm and dry clothes and you're like, oh shit, my warm and dry clothes are actually wet and cold. Well, fuck. Huge demotivator. So that is something for me, which actually leads me into my next point of make sure that you're actually checking the weather before you go out. Check your weather, pack accordingly, pack in a way that makes sense. Pack in a way that and you guys can probably hear it right now. It's raining pretty good. We're about to have a very wet weekend. So I'm going to pack accordingly I want to stay as dry as possible for as long as I possibly can, because being dry is a huge motivator for being able to push harder, push farther, and you just feel better overall being dry. What a concept, right? Okay, next is going to be planning your route and scouting your route. Now, you don't have to physically scout your route. This could be as simple as going on maps and just scouting your route of how far you're going. Does that route make sense? I mean, trying to get somebody out there to physically actually scout a route, not a bad idea. But, sometimes that's not always going to work. But you should be scouting your routes, at least in some way, in some fashion. You need to do route reconnaissance. All right, and then after that, we have informing family, informing someone, inform a friend, inform absolutely anyone of where you're going, the general area that you're going to be operating in, and then when roughly they should be expecting you back. Communication is key, my guys. Do not be one of those goofy goobers that fucks off in the mountains alone, and then you wind up getting hurt or lost or something happens and no one knows where the hell you are. So make sure that you're informing someone in your life of when you should be back roughly, and roughly where you're going to be. After that is going to be batteries and light overall. So for this one, we are doing a Lord of the Rings themed. So we're going to have torches and lanterns. But if you guys are going to be operating any sort of electronics, you need to make sure that if you're wanting to use that electronic and you're wanting to continue using that electronic, that you need to have battery packs, battery chargers, or spare batteries for whatever device that you might be running. Making sure that you can continue that device running, whatever that might be, is going to be extremely beneficial to you, and that is going to be a power move. Not only that, and that goes off on the next thing, Write in the Rain notebooks are not fully waterproof. If you want your Write in the Rain notebook to actually have longevity, it needs to be in a Ziploc bag or in a rainproofing of some kind. Also, pencils, not pens. If you're trying to use a Write in the Rain notebook, pencils are goated. Also, I sell Write in the Rain notebooks. I sell this as well, and I sell this, and I sell that. I sell things. All right, let's see. Oh, 8.5 minutes. Hell yeah. Okay. Is there anything else that I can think of off at the last given moment? Oh, yeah. Actually, if you're planning on stopping and you are going to be there somewhere for a little bit, having a secondary set of dry wool gloves and having a secondary set of something to cover your ears, cover your head, keeping that in your pack is going to be an absolute game changer. Once again, you're thinking about morale. You're thinking about, keeping your ears and your hands and your neck warm. That is some of the most important places on your body. Also your feet, duh. But some of the most important places on your body that you want to keep warm. So having spare pairs in a dry bag that is waterproof, that is going to be a game changer. And if you can't afford a dry bag, trash bags work too, guys. Trash bags absolutely work. But like I said, I was trying to keep this under 10 minutes, and I feel like I knocked out the vast majority of the information that we need. So as always, drink water. And yeah, go do something to improve yourself this weekend. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you watching. If you guys are strong, we're going to make it. Never black pill. See you guys in the next one. Oh man, I rattled through that. Hell yeah.